Ragiroth do what?
Ragiroth Enterprises.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't see you come in. How's it going? I'm Rich from Ragiroth Enterprises, and welcome to my channel. So, here with another top 10 list, just cranking them out just like I did in the old days. This one, talking about a game, and for once, it's not a fighting game. Me doing non-fighting games on my channel? Holy crap. But anyway, I actually got the suggestion from a friend, top 10 worlds I would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. So now, Kingdom Hearts 3 is one of those games that people have been wanting for a very long time. Some of us thought it was never going to come out, and this upcoming year it's supposed to actually. Holy crap. And while I might not be as excited for it as I am some people, I'm still really excited for it. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite video game franchises. And I figured, do a video, talk about what I like to see in it. Now, I'm going to say this. I like Disney movies, but I don't like them nearly as much as I did when I was a kid. I'm not going to say Disney's for kids or any of that bullcrap. No, it's for everybody. But even still, my tastes have changed into the more violent and dark stuff. Disney can be like that. And I will say this, my original #1 pick actually kind of already made it in the game. Guess you could say that they went to infinity and beyond with some of these world choices. Shut up, that's funny. And then another possible one that might have been on this list was actually, I think, leaked recently. It reminds me of Donster's Rink. I'm really happy that Pixar is getting some love in this game. Finally. So, alright. Let's go through this list. This is, I'll be honest, this is probably, one of my least informed lists. And that's maybe saying something because some of the lists may have been kind of misinformed with some of the things I've said. But some of these movies I haven't seen and I actually might watch after I do this list. It's just what, or maybe some movies that I've not seen in a very long time. So I apologize ahead of time. It's just what I would like based off of what I've seen of them, how I think they could work as worlds. And I will say, some of these, namely the last three, are probably going to be a little controversial, and I would not be surprised if I get some flaws. I think there's going to be a lot of people that agree with me, and a lot of people that don't agree with me, basically, on the 3, 2, and 1 spots. So anyway, alright. Number 10 is Emperor's New Groove. Now, I have never seen this movie, but I did want to when I was a kid. And I'm going to watch it after this video. It did always look really funny to me. I don't really know how it would work that well as a world, because it didn't seem like a movie where there was a lot of physical threats. I mean, I know there was like a villain, there was that old lady, and a big buff guy, Kronk, I know that Patrick Warburton voiced. And I know, what's his face, Cusco had turned a llama. I think it, that whole Aztec, I think, aesthetic has not been used in any worlds in Kingdom Hearts. I think that'd be kind of interesting, first of all. But yeah, I think it'd be a nice, fun, goofy world that, it's not the most obscure movie. It would also be nice just to hear, I don't really get to see or hear David Spade that much anymore. Nice that they got him back as a Cusco. So yeah, definitely be okay with this movie. Alright, so number 9, Princess and the Frog. This is, I'm really sorry. I've never seen this movie either. I actually just think it would be kind of interesting because of the villain. I know it's not, I don't know what's the actual name of the villain, but I know he's based off of him, Baron Samedi. It's the whole witch doctor thing. I think it could be a really cool thing, Heartless and all that. Plus, I guess, I'm sorry, I don't know the princess's name. Tatiana, I guess, can maybe be a new Princess of Heart. I guess she's like a new Disney princess too, now. So that's a whole other thing they could do. And I think the whole, what's it, like Southern Bayou kind of aesthetic, you know, just like the last aesthetic thing never been used in any other worlds in Kingdom Hearts. That'd be another one. I just think the villain would be really cool. It'd be so cool if they got Keith David to voice him just like he did in the movie. Okay, moving on to number 8. Okay, this movie I've actually seen. I'm probably going to either get a lot of hate or a lot of praise for this one. Frozen. Sorry, I'm just gonna let it go. I think Frozen could be a pretty cool world. There's never really been a full ice element themed world in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, yeah, the Mulan level sort of in Kingdom Hearts 2, but there was just kind of some snowy parts. I think Elsa would be a really cool ally to have. I think the Keyblade you get from the world would be pretty sick. It'd be kind of like the Diamond Dust Keyblade you got from being the Ice Giant in the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix version. I mean, yeah, the villain from it, he was kind of weak, but I'm sure they could come up with something. I think the plots for the game, for the worlds, are kind of unique. So they probably make some. I mean, I'm sorry. I think out of the princesses, Elsa is one of the most badass ones. So just be neat to have her around. Yeah, you know, and I honestly think that's a really likely world. Frozen's, you know, love it or hate it, it's become a pretty big Disney movie. I know it's kind of faded, you know, especially with Moana and stuff, Moana coming out and all that, and kind of, I guess, taking its place, but still, you know, and I think it's not, I want to say it's not too new to be in the game, but I don't know for sure. Okay, so number 7, Treasure Planet. This movie I have not seen. I am really sorry. Again, this movie I wanted to see as a kid. It just never got around to it. I just think, from what I've seen in this movie, it would just be really cool. Just all the flying, all the technology, just that type of world. I think would just be something really neat for a video game. I think there was a Treasure Planet video game, but let's be real, Kingdom Hearts would be a lot better. I think it would be a nice mix of like Peter Pan and like Pirates of the Caribbean, but like, I don't know, maybe Tron? I don't know if it was that high tech. It just everything about it I've seen in the movie just looks like it'd be a really cool world. I think the main dude, I forget his name, would be a neat ally to have. So yeah, I would definitely like to see that world. I don't know how likely it is. It seems like one of those more kind of obscure Disney movies. I could be wrong. It's like one of those like cult classics, I guess. That's the impression I always got of it. I do really hope that's him. Oh, here we go. Okay, this movie I did actually see, but it's been a very long time. And I actually kind of associated with Treasure Planet, Atlantis. The reason I associate with Treasure Planet is it's one of those kind of cooler, somewhat cult classic Disney movies from the early 2000s that were, I think, a little bit more serious, I guess. I mean, it was like a super dark thing, but it was, I think, a bit more serious. I mean, yeah, I guess we have Atlantica, you know, the Little Mermaid world. I think Atlantis would be different in its own way. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen this movie. I'm really sorry. But I think there's definitely some things that could work as a world in Kingdom Hearts. I think there's a lot more threats they could come up with. I forget what the damn main villain was. But I'm sure the main guy, or that like main girl, like the white hair, could be cool allies. Oh, I'm really sorry. I should have researched more before I did this, but I think Atlantis would be a really neat world. Again, I don't know how likely it is, because it's just one of those more like kind of obscure Disney movies. I don't know. Maybe it was more popular. You know, I was a little kid when it came out. I don't know how well it did. But I do remember watching it and liking it, and it'd be sweet to see it again in something especially like Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so number 5. A Bug's Life. You know, like I said, I'm really happy to see Pixar finally getting some movies in these games. I grew up with Pixar movies that kind of, you know, started becoming big, you know, when I was a little kid, and Bug's Life that's such an unappreciated great Pixar movie. I loved it as a kid, and I feel like I don't really hear that many people talking about it. You know, I don't know, it seems like one of the less popular ones. and I freaking loved it. I think the problem was that it was competing with that movie called Ants around the time. I remember I saw Ants in theater with my family, and we saw Bugs Life a little later. And I know, yeah, they came out really close, so I guess. And I know Ants was like a more mature. No, it was just PG. It was a little more serious than a Bugs Life. Bugs Life was like G-rated. Ants was like PG rated. I don't know which one did better critically or financially, but I guess still they were just very similar themes. And dealt with very similar, like, things, not themes, but settings, I guess, and characters, and them being bugs and ants and all that I think took away from some of that. I think as a kid I liked Bugs Life more. I just like the animation, and I think I just understood it. I was a little kid. But I think I like both movies. But Ants isn't even Disney, so why am I even talking about it? I think it would be a really neat world, all of them just sort of being small. There's been other worlds where they've been small before. Perhaps they could be even bug versions of themselves. I don't know what they'd be like. Sora would be like, one of them should be a bee or a wasp. Because I don't think there was a really substantial bee or wasp in Bugs Life. Maybe there's like one in the background or something. There should be bugs that were not represented in Bugs Life, at least not in a large quantity. But no, it would be really cool to see Bugs Life. It's one of my favorite Pixar movies. It'd be nice to get some love. I don't know if they'd be able to get Kevin Spacey back as Hopper after, the whole thing that's been going on with him. Though, he might have also recorded lines already. I don't know how far they are. But anyway, they have a clear villain for that game. Clear enemies with the grasshoppers and maybe some other bugs as well. I think it would work perfectly. I just don't know if it's popular enough. That's the issue. And maybe they can only get enough couple Pixar movies. I don't know if there's some kind of limit or anything like that. Another Pixar movie, The Incredibles. I actually think I liked A Bug's Life more as a kid, but I think Incredibles, I just know it has more of a shot, and I think it would just work a little bit better as a world. I think the whole superhero thing would be a really cool thing to have in Kingdom Hearts that I'm going to talk about with a later entry on this list, but we'll just, focus on Incredibles now. You've got a clear allies, you could have clear setting, clear enemies, probably cool keyblades and other powers you can use, clear villain with what's his name, Syndrome. Whatever his death could be as violent as it was in the movie. Damn, yeah, I think it'd be a really cool, fun world with a theme that has not been explored in Kingdom Hearts. Sora, Donald, and Goofy could all have their superhero outfits. I feel like Donald and Goofy have had superhero outfits before in something, but Sora never has. So I think that'd be a really cool world, and I hope, like I said, I hope there's not a limit on Pixar worlds. I hope we can maybe, I'm really happy Toy Story and Monsters Inc. are in there. Just hopefully maybe we can at least get Incredibles and maybe Bugs Life, at least Incredibles is that way. Especially, I think what helps with that, at least they're actually making the Incredibles sequel coming out, so that's a little more relevant than Bugs Life. Okay, so now we're on to number 3. This is where we get a little controversial. Number 3 is some kind of Marvel world. I know. Marvel is not really Disney, but it is owned by Disney. And I don't know how likely it is they would pick a Marvel world, but I like Disney, but at the end of the day, I'm more of like a comic book, video game kind of guy. So if I could get Marvel with Kingdom Hearts, that would be so cool. And this is what I'm saying, it would maybe kind of take Incredibles spotlight from, the superhero thing. But I think, if we could have like Neverland and like Pirates of the Caribbean, I guess granted, they're the same game, sort of. I'm sure they could differentiate them. Now, aside from the whole, Marvel not fitting and all that bullcrap, first of all, I think if we get Pirates of the Caribbean and like Tron in Kingdom Hearts, Marvel to me doesn't seem that crazy. Yeah, I know, again, they didn't really originate as Disney things, but they could be like guest appearances. I don't know, guest world. Maybe it could be DLC. I don't know. We don't know if Kingdom Hearts is gonna have DLC or not. Final Fantasy 15 does. Kingdom Hearts has never been around, you know, to have a game that have DLC that wasn't like a, you know, remaster or something like that. Now, as to what, I guess one of the other things is what movie they pick. I think the safest bet would be the first Avengers movie. First Avengers is a very iconic, well-known movie, and it's also, I think, been around long enough for them to have stuff to work with. You know, you'd be able to go to between, like, maybe the helicarrier, New York. Maybe there'd be, you know, they could probably maybe, you know, because again, the story would be original. Could probably throw in some other locations too. But, you know, the villain would probably be Loki. You know, and obviously you'd fight the Kree and all that. The Kree. Kree, not the Skrull. I think it could work. You know, I think it'd just be really cool to see them team up with Marvel characters. You know, and be able to have all the Avengers with you. I guess you'd only have one in the party. Or no, two, because that's right, yeah. Because, you know, the Toy Story thing showed up, you can have two party members at the time. So, yeah, there you go. I personally just really like to see it. I don't know how likely it is, and if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be furious. I understand that it's a different kind of case, you know, than most other Disney movies are, but that's just what I like to see. And now we're going to get even more controversial. Number 2, a Star Wars world. You know, basically ditto for everything I just said. Pirates of the Caribbean and Tron could fit. I think Star Wars could fit. And I think Kingdom Hearts has kind of borrowed a lot from Star Wars in some ways. And I think it would be really cool to kind of see it come full circle and just have freaking Star Wars in it. I think the possible keyblades you get would be amazing, looking like lightsabers. And we've already had a lightsaber keyblade or two, but the requirements to get those are insane. At least this would be a more reasonable requirement to get a keyblade like that. And I think in terms of what movie they'd pick, I think it would be either A New Hope or Force Awakens. A New Hope is the original Star Wars movie, so why not start with that? You'd have Tatooine, you'd go to, I guess, the Death Star, and you have Yavin 4. Boom. Force Awakens. You'd have Jakku, that green planet, I forget what it's called, and the Starkiller base. Boom. You know, your allies, if there's New Hope, it'd be like Luke, Han, Force Awakens, Rey, Finn, maybe, I don't know. You know, if it was New Hope, I guess you could fight Darth Vader, even though I know they don't really beat Darth Vader. I guess you could fight him, you know, lightsaber, and you maybe fight him in the TIE Advance. Force Awakens, easy, fight Kylo Ren. I personally would really like to see it. Again, I know it's not a traditional Disney thing. You know, you could argue about it fitting, but I'm just more of a Star Wars fan than I'm a Disney fan, and if it could be in Kingdom Hearts, I'd love to see it. Again, if it's DLC or something added extra, cool, I would pay for it. I would definitely pay for it. And if it's not in, I understand. It's just what I would like. So now we'll do some honorable mentions. Pocahontas. I never saw Pocahontas, don't think. But I think it might be a little hard to work in, but it is one of kind of the Disney Renaissance movies that wasn't put in the game yet. Wasn't put in Game Hearts yet, so yeah, I'll put it in. Jungle Book. You know, make up the void for the void that we can't ever get a Deep Jungle back. And Black Cauldron. I have never seen that movie, but it looks like it'd be pretty sick. Alright, so for my number 1 pick, drum roll please. I know this is not going to happen. I think they've already confirmed it's not going to happen. But I would just like to see a Final Fantasy related world. One of the reasons I got into Kingdom Hearts, one of the reasons I got more into Final Fantasy is because of Final Fantasy characters being in Kingdom Hearts. And while I appreciate the cameos, it just kind of sucks that they have such limited roles in the game. And I would just like to see more of the Final Fantasy mythos be in Kingdom Hearts. Just one world. I mean, yeah, Okay, you could argue Radiant Dawn, or Radiant Garden, whatever, Follow Bastion is a Final Fantasy world, but it's a Final Fantasy world made for Kingdom Hearts. It's not a Final Fantasy world from a Final Fantasy game. I don't care if it's Midgar, Xanarkand. I am drawing a blank on like all Final Fantasy worlds. I don't know, Gaia, one of them. I don't know. Any of the games, you can mix them. You can make just some world just for only Final Fantasy related characters. It can be made something else. It can be something made up, but just a world for only Final Fantasy characters. Maybe a Disney character or two. It's just like, again, I'm just more of a Final Fantasy fan than I'm more of a Disney fan. It would just be cool to see them get a little bit more love. Just a little bit more love, just in a world or something. You know, obviously one being playable would be even cooler, but I won't go there. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. But I'm always gonna hope it would happen. I really don't see why they can't just throw that bone in there. I don't know why they can only be really relegated to cameos, but whatever. You know, I'd like to see it. You know, I'm sorry if those top 3 picks were a bit on the controversial side. Let me know what you think about the comments below. Do you agree with my picks? Do you want to kill me for those picks? You know, like, comment, subscribe, dislike or dislike, and free country and all. Don't forget to check out marking on the description below. Let me know what worlds you would like to see in Kingdom Hearts 3. You know, do you think that game is coming out, you know, in 2018 or not? Yeah, you know, it's nice to talk about a game that isn't a fighting game for once. I'd like to do it more. I think just fighting games are just a lot easier to talk about, and I think they're just the games that I think are the easiest to follow and get excited for and just talk about news with them. But it's always fun to speculate with games that aren't fighting games like this. Yeah, so have a Happy New Year if you didn't already see the other video where I said that. And I actually also I apologize for some of my videos in my room being dark. I'm kind of getting used to the new room setup, and I kind of forgot that my figure thing lights up and I have a lamp right over there. Yeah. So, you know, as I always say, another time, another place, keep being awesome.